What's up everybody, it's Jeremy here. I'm ocean bound and we're going to Buzzards Bay. It's blowing like, I want to say, kind of around averaging 20 miles an hour, and it's been blowing like that for a little while. It's going to dip down a little bit in the next couple hours, but it should stay relatively consistent, maybe come up a little bit. I'm pretty stoked about that. I don't know what I'm gonna do today yet. I'm bringing a little bit of everything, and I'm gonna have to assess the situation when I get there. A lot depends on how much wind there is, I guess. I really want a parawing. So I could see it going in two different directions. If I parawing with the ML board, it's gonna be all about stowing. And then if I parawing with the downwind board, it's gonna be all about, I'm gonna bring the paddle out with me, and it's gonna be about kind of getting into the whole paddle situation. So both of those options involve the code 1250, but then option number 3 is if I go out there with one of my wings, my hard wings, I've got 2 Duotone floats with me, I could be riding that 850, and that would be really good because I just need more data on that 850. And I was just saying to myself how I could really use like a good session. Kind of didn't suck, it wasn't that hard, and so like I'm really hoping that today is gonna be that session. Now to throw a little like monkey wrench in my plans, like I got a new 3-piece Black Project paddle shaft, and so like I've been waiting for a couple months to get that in. I just set that up. It's the same length as my other paddle, and I tried to paddle with it yesterday. Now it paddled fine. It's got a bigger shaft, and man, it's just like you really come to appreciate like the thinner shaft. And then on top of that, like I was just gassed. I was beat. I don't know what it was, but like my muscles were like instantly depleted out there. And honestly, that was just over 12 hours ago. So I tried to get a lot of sleep last night. I drank electrolytes. I drank a smoothie already this morning. I stretched when I got up. Like I'm trying to keep it easy on the caffeine situation. So I'm doing all the right things to try to set me up, but I just feel tired lately. It's just, I think it's just this like heat and humidity for multiple days in a row. It's just my body's just getting used to it. Now that's the biggest seahorse I've ever seen. I'm just gonna drop it in this part of the video. If you go down in the description, you can find a link. If any of you guys are interested in Cedrus masts, please follow that link. You get 5% off. That's like 85 bucks off a mast, and it's totally worth it. And on top of that, I'm trying to get some money off of my next purchase of BRM parawings. So if you are thinking about buying a BRM parawing for the first time, any purchase over $750, use the link in my description, you get 5% off. It's a good deal. I can tell you that they're kind of awesome. I'm just so stoked to get out in the water. It's gonna be a hot one today. It's the end of a weekend. There's gonna be a ton of traffic on the way home. I don't know if this happens to any of you guys, but I have no AC in my car. So it could be like up to 2.5 hour drive on the way home in like the mid 80s. And yeah, so I really hope this session gets me stoked because the drive home is gonna be brutal. All right, we're just getting to Ned's. Let's flip this around and go check it out. Here we go. I mean, it doesn't look particularly windy, which I actually be down with. Like the last time or two I came here, I feel like I started with the 2.9 meter, and I kind of wished I didn't in a way. I could use a good like 4 meter day. That'd be fun, but the 2.9 is always better. All right, cool. Let's check it out. You can see all the rocks. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then obviously there's some more out there. That's pretty much it that I know of. Oh, that's a good amount of wind, man. I hate this tack. Buzzards Bay. Let's go find some bumps. Alright, so here we go. Out in the Buzzards Bay. Now, the wind was decent. I went out with a 4.2 meter, which gave me a good amount of power. I went pretty far upwind with my buddy Tim, and he's very new to parawinging, but he was crushing me upwind with his ozone parawing. I got pretty far upwind and felt like what I think was the tide changed, and so all of a sudden I just wasn't really going upwind as good as I was, and so I just decided to stop where I was, stop the slog, and broke out the paddle. This is my new sexy 3-piece paddle shaft from Black Project. It's way more portable than the longer paddle, so I'm stoked to be here at this point, but that didn't really last that long. On my first paddle up, I realized how tired my body was. My legs, my arms, my back muscles, they all just got super gassed, just quick. I got up a few times and I was just totally depleted. I was making stupid mistakes and it's such a bummer. After 15 minutes I realized it was only getting worse and I was like, I just don't need to do this. So I put the paddle away and I went back under parawing power. So, I'm back here, under wind power. I made the decision to have some fun parawinging on the bump's back, but then I would go and switch to my backup plan, which was, getting a wing sesh on the Kaohi 850 and my ML board. I knew that I could have fun on that, even if my energy levels were depleted. So a few bumps got me downwind, I got to stow a couple times, no successful redeployments, but oh well, and soon, here we are, back to Ned's Point, where we started. What a glorious day.
Alright, so change of plans. I didn't think this was going to be the case, everyone, but I'm tired. For me to get up on foil there, it was hard. And the paddle was a lot of work. It's hard to tell whether or not that medium paddle head is actually a good or a bad idea. Maybe I'll buy an extra small. I got a game plan.
The game plan
is I'm gonna switch out to the mid-length board. I'm gonna go wing with the 850 because there's wind. I have some time. I'd like a win. A win is always good. I'm gonna use the 150 tail. All in all, conditions are nice. Like the 850 should be fun. I think I can be out on a 3 meter normally. I can be on a 3 meter with this. Might as well pump up to 3. Huge thanks to Mac Kiteboarding for sending this for a demo. Never would have been able to try it otherwise. Thank you, Tucker, and everyone at Mac. Y'all rock. I'm sure you guys have seen their awesome reviews, but Tucker's 1250 review is the last nail in the coffin. Definitely was probably the deciding factor for me to make that decision to get that foil. I forget if I saw that the day before I tried it or the day I tried it. I think I saw it the night I tried it. And I was like, oh yeah, that's it, I'm ordering one. Cool, all right, let's get out there.
And here we go, out on the Kaohi 850, my ML board, and this 3 meter float. It was a rocky start, and initially getting on foil was a little weird. I'm used to riding my Armstrong foils, and I had to find a new foot placement that felt okay. I feel like I should have put the mast a little farther forward to make it feel right, but you know what, I just adjusted. The small 3 meter wing, it didn't really help at first, but once I got things dialed in, that 3 meter was totally fine. And once I found some bumps, I had a ton of fun out there. That 850 is sweet. It's very skatey, kind of like a side-to-side skatey, but going rail to rail was just so nice and fluid and kind of springy but controlled. It's been a while, but it slightly reminds me of a F1 skate. I had a small fuse and I used the 150 tail, and it was clear that this foil was to be amazing for waves. I just wish these were a little better, but still, I was having a blast out there in this wind swell, you know, with caught waves, pumped great for its size. I was ripping, just tons of one-handed riding. And the float is awesome for one-handed riding. It's all I want to do. It's addicting, especially with that 3 meter. It's like a toy, but I can throw it around anywhere, and it's so small and light, but it still has a ton of power for a 3 meter. You know, if Jeremy from a year ago time traveled to now, he wouldn't believe that current Jeremy, you know, could be having so much fun with a 3 meter in like low to mid 20s. I was using it to hang my weight and loosen my hips, and it just felt very fluid. I was free out there. And that 850 code just totally paired with all of that. I've been craving a shred sesh hard lately since I've been putting so much time just trying to get out of suck mode on the parawing. And although it's not really what I would have considered an awesome session, I still had a lot of fun. And my body just didn't feel tired anymore, you know? My adrenaline was pumping. I felt alive. It was so good to be back under wing power. So stoked. So I'm gonna say it was the combo of the 850 and the 3 meter float that just made it all possible. I highly recommend. So this is probably my last sesh I had on the Kaohi 850S. I gotta send it back to Mac. So I'm glad that this was my goodbye. You know, huge thanks to Mac for sending me this and the 960R as a demo. And this has inspired me to go out and choose an 1130S as my next code foil. So I just ordered that from Mac, so visit them if you're looking for any code stuff. They're awesome people. I'm excited to try that foil for parawinging and see what else it can do. And that's it. If you want to see some more of my videos, you can always hit that subscribe button. I don't post on Facebook or anywhere else, and I'm trying to get to 1 million subs just from the algorithm alone. It's kind of like, you know, choosing to downwind with the paddle. So I could use all the help I could get. Drop me a comment, say hi, ask questions. I love reading and responding to all of your comments, and with that, I hope all of you are doing well out there. I'll see you soon on the flip, and I wish you all an awesome day. Later.